Have you ever wanted to know the secrets of a top beauty editor? Hello, and welcome to the InstaClinic. I'm Dr. Wasim Taktouk, and this InstaClinic is the one about the beauty editor. Joining me this week is Francesca White. She is the health and beauty editor at large of Tatler magazine, but has also launched something called the Beauty Triangle, which she'll be telling you a little bit more about later. So without much further ado, I'm going to put some questions to her that she would never reveal the answers to in print.
Hi everyone, my name is Francesca White and I'm Tatler's health and beauty editor at large. In addition to my role at Tatler, I'm also the founder and curator of the Beauty Triangle, which is a series of monthly events designed to educate people on all aspects of their health and well-being. I'm really excited to be doing today's Instagram Live with Dr. Wasim. Hopefully give you some insights into life as a beauty editor.
Francesca, how did you get into specialising in beauty?
Well, it wasn't the most direct route, I have to admit. I initially started out wanting to work in fashion. I did a foundation at London College of Fashion, and then I went to do a degree at Central St Martin's. Following on from that, I ended up doing an internship at the Financial Times under Vanessa Friedman, who was their then fashion director, and also Edwina Ings-Chambers, who worked at the Sunday Times style thereafter. Which meant that I followed to the Sunday Times style, where I somehow ended up working on the beauty desk. I had never come across such an array of products and brands, and our desks were constantly sort of, swamped in little compacts and lip glosses and, reams and reams of sort of paper press releases about the newest launch. I somehow remember thinking, maybe fashion is fun and it's something for the side, but I guess beauty is the way that you can really help people to make informed decisions on the day-to-day about the little things that are going to help them feel healthier and feel better versions of themselves.
What is the most shocking beauty treatment you've covered?
Well, I suppose with my real specialism being cosmetic surgery and aesthetics, suffice to say it's probably some of the procedures I end up watching in the operating theatre. I watched a super cool operation where there was liposuction and also a thread lift to the face being done simultaneously with the replacement of fat onto the cheekbones and the nose and the temples and the chin. And I often come out of the operating theatre and I sort of wriggle out of my scrubs and my mask and my hairnet that everyone has to wear in the operating theatre. And I often sort of say, oh my God, have I missed my calling as a surgeon? But I actually think it's far more fun and informative for everyone else if I just stay behind my laptop and write about these things.
What advice would you give an aspiring editor wanting to specialise in beauty?
I think the most important thing really is to find the part of beauty that gets you really excited. Since I started specialising in beauty, there has been an absolute sort of wave of newness in terms of health and well-being. And I think once upon a time, beauty editorial used to be very much about, makeup and skincare and perfume. And now it covers everything, from psychological mental health to cosmetic surgery and nutrition and fitness. And I think there's some really interesting facets of beauty out there, and at the same time it's worth having a specialism because it's what sets you apart from everybody else, and it gives you a point of difference, and it gives you a subject matter that you can really get your teeth sunk into.
What trends have surprised you the most during your career?
There was the trend for bleaching eyebrows, I think, which luckily didn't make it off the catwalks. And then there was the trend for plucking all of your eyebrows away entirely, which I definitely did when I was about 13 years old, and I still have the photos to prove it. And then I guess in recent years, it was sort of how to build up your eyebrows. And suddenly, we're tattooing our eyebrows and microblading them and growing them and brushing them up with pomades. And, I'm obsessed with the glossier boy brow at the moment. So I guess what's, most interesting or shocking, I suppose you could say, is the sort of cyclical nature of trends. And they start off one way and they evolve into something else. And pretty sooner or later, I'm sure we'll all come back to a time and a place where we're plucking our eyebrows off again. Hopefully no time soon, but there you go.
Are you noticing that readers are becoming much more clued up on what treatments are out there?
Yes, without a doubt. Social media, the internet, blogs, forums, they all help, obviously, sort of building upon what magazines have historically done. I also think, however, it's the conversations that people are having sort of on the day-to-day, and the fact that people are much more open, I think, about sharing their experiences with friends and with family, and other sort of often strangers that they meet, perhaps at a dinner party. I can't tell you the number of conversations I have with women about when they ought to be starting Botox, or who the best guy to do their boobs in London is. Complete strangers who I've met for the first time sort of over dinner. So it's our appetite now for newness and for solutions, and we know that there are routes to feeling happier and more comfortable in our skin out there. So I think we're not afraid to ask, and we're not afraid to experiment anymore.
Why did you set up the beauty triangle?
Well, I think it was born out of this desire to give other people access to the information that I so readily get from genuine experts. I mean, I'm very, very privileged. I speak to the top surgeons, doctors, health coaches, holistic practitioners, wellness advocates about really, really insightful and interesting and relevant routes to health and well-being. And I suppose I wanted to share that with a wider community. And I wanted to do it in a way that everybody felt included and like they were part of something, and offer them access to a place where they could have their questions answered by people who are the best in their field, and feel a sense of solidarity sort of in coming together with other men and women to have their questions sort of answered. And I suppose also it was important that it came across as unbiased, holistic advice. The point of the beauty triangle is that it's a three-pronged perspective on health. So we have three practitioners at every event, and that might be an aesthetic doctor, it might be a hormone specialist, and it might be a psychologist. But ultimately, whatever subject we're addressing, be it skin confidence or longevity or breast health, you've always got the most well-rounded 360-degree perspective on exactly what it is that you need to know as a consumer. And so far it's working, and there's a great energy to the events, and it's been wonderful to see it grow.
What treatment would you never consider?
It's a tough one because, once upon a time I said I would never have Botox, and, here I am 4 years later at the age of 34, thoroughly enjoying Botox. No, but all jokes aside, I think it's quite dangerous to say sort of never, because you never know. I've never dyed my hair, but when I start going grey, will I dye it? Hell yeah. Would I have my boobs done once I've had kids, and maybe I've been breastfeeding and suddenly they don't look like they used to? Yes, I would. So actually, there's nothing probably out there right now anyway. Not quite sure what the future holds.
If money were no object, what would be your regular beauty treatments?
Oh, that is a very difficult question. I would say weekly hydrofacials for sure. It's a sort of medical facial for anyone who's not familiar with it. Also have weekly deep tissue massages with David Peters, who is the most amazing masseuse based at the Bulgari, and he always sort of makes me stand sort of inches taller whenever I leave. I would have somebody blow dry my hair for me, because I am pathetic at doing it myself. And I suppose once a year I would go to an amazing medi-spa like Lanzerhof in Germany, or sort of Viva Maya or Kamalaya in Thailand, and just have a week, 2 weeks by myself, sort of detoxifying, getting ready, and sort of clearing all the cobwebs away. That would be it.
What is the best budget classic?
Without doubt, the Nivea creme. It comes in a big blue metal pot, and it's a sort of very thick, very rich moisturizer, sort of normal Nivea scent, which is delicious, but almost sort of very unctuous and sort of a little bit oily. And it's been an absolute lifesaver because, like everyone, I'm sort of constantly washing my hands, and I'm finding all the skin between my knuckles and around the edge of my nail beds is getting really, really dry and flaky. And it does take a little bit of work. It's quite heavy duty stuff, but just, you put a little dab on all the areas of dryness and you sort of really work it in. And I've noticed such a transformation. It sort of heals all the cracked skin. And I will be making sure that I keep this one in stock post-lockdown.
What is an insider secret amongst beauty editors?
I can now say with confidence, because I ordered one in desperation of not being able to blow dry my own hair, the Babyliss Big Hair. It's super amazing, and I'm very late to the game because I know countless beauty editors who have been raving about this for years and years, but essentially it is a hairdryer fused with a big barrel brush, and it just makes at-home blow dries so much more manageable and so faster.
How do you think social media has affected the world of beauty?
Oh my God, I mean, it's unrecognizable now. When I first started in beauty, people got their information through magazines. And, I think the web was sort of just about kicking off, and there were sort of e-commerce stores and maybe your blog. But, now it's online video tutorials for makeup, and it's these amazing beauty influencers of all ages and sexualities and backgrounds. And I think what social media has done for beauty is to democratize it, and it's opened up this whole new portal to us accepting ourselves and all being able to be this version of ourselves that we want to be, rather than sort of striving to be the sort of latest model or the latest pin-up or whoever it might be on the catwalks. I think it's, that the internet can also be a dark place, but I hope what it's done for beauty and what social media has done for beauty is to shine a bit of a light into the industry and to make us all feel like we're a part of something.